Welcome back to AFL Supercoach. Streak is now at 13 days and I'm only needing 14 more subs to hit my goal of 200 subscribers by round zero. So I think that we should pass it at this rate. But if you haven't hit subscribe, do that now if you have been getting something out of these videos or you just enjoy them or whatever. Yeah, it's getting harder, I think, to keep the streak alive. I'm still doing my best, but as you probably noticed, this video is coming out really late in the day. Again, just a big day with work and footy training and stuff like that. Yeah, a bit on the plate, but I think it's been a pretty fun personal goal trying to get these out every day. So yeah, I'm definitely going to continue. I still haven't settled on anything for the Philippou replacement, which it doesn't really matter, I guess, because it's only January and teams are going to change a million times before now in the first lockout. But right now I'm thinking maybe Parker or Simpkin, depending on if we get an indication of which player is going to get the CBAs needed to score. And that's because Wardlaw obviously is now injured as well. He's going to miss the start of the season. So yeah, one of them, I think, will probably be a decent starting pick. At the very least, they should be able to make us the 150k, I reckon. Maybe not Simpkin because he's priced higher, but yeah, Parker could probably do it. I think he has to average like 90 or something to do it. But yeah, I haven't looked too much into it. And at the end of the day, it might even just blow up my entire team and I might have to start again, but we'll see. I should also say before I get into this table that I am on Twitter. And I haven't used it much in the past, but I figure now's a pretty good time now that I'm starting to get more subscribers and stuff. So if you want to ask me a question or anything, if you want to see something specific in a video, you can find me on there at AFL Supercoach. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, today's video, it's another table. It's all relevant players who were getting a decent amount of CBAs. So there's no finals or subs as usual. And it's pretty much just, it's the average CBAs that these players get in a win, and the average CBAs, the percentage I should say, that they get in a loss. So there's probably two ways of looking at this, I think. The first one is some players, they cause their team to win if they get higher CBAs. Or the other way, I think, is who are the players that these coaches turn to when things aren't going well? Like, who are they going to chuck in the middle to try and get the game won? So based off of this, I think just like with the wins and losses stuff, we can try and predict if a player is likely to lose or gain CBAs based on the amount of games that their team might win. So as usual, there's no exact science behind this because there's unlimited variables in the AFL, but I think it gives us a bit of an idea and it's just another tool to use with the others. This particularly goes hand in hand with the CBA sweet spot video that I did, and when I run through some of the players, you'll see why. Well, the first one actually, Holmes. So the CBA sweet spot video, it showed that Holmes doesn't necessarily score better with more CBAs. His best averages were coming when he was scoring, I think it was in, like, off the top of my head, the 10 and 20% range. So he can score inside and out. So this doesn't really matter too much with him, even though he has the highest differential for players here that get more in losses. Dawson, so this was interesting actually. I thought when they would lose, he'd get thrown onto the half forward line, or at least that's what it was looking like in games last year. But yeah, it's not a great sign if you think the Crom will improve. So it means Dawson, judging just purely on this, and again, it's not the whole story, but if Dawson's CBAs drop, he doesn't score as well. So yeah, it might be a worry there if you think that the Crom are going to improve. Flanders, obviously, he's getting more CBAs in the losses. I noticed here that Rao gets a few less, so maybe Dimmer tries to make it more attacking in the middle. I don't know. I don't think it's largely relevant, to be honest. Flanders is a bit like Holmes. He's going to score good on the inside and outside. He's just a bit of a pig, really. LDU stood out, I think. So he's got the 10% difference here. So again, with the sweet spot video, it showed that LDU, his scoring steadily declines after, or like above 70% CBAs, and it gets worse the more CBAs he gets past that point. So we can see here that in wins he gets the 73% on average. So if North start to improve, he gets less CBAs. It puts him right in that sweet spot, and his scores, just going by the numbers, his scores should actually rise. So it depends if you think North are going to actually improve or not. Or, I should say, how much you think they're going to improve. I'll skip these guys. Horn Francis stood out to me, not because it's a big number or anything. To be honest, I thought that he'd spend more time forward, so out of the CBAs, in losses. And it's actually the other way around. So it's probably a good sign for him if you're looking to pick him. I mean, I am at the moment, but I wouldn't say he's a lock. But yeah, it is a good sign. I think the middle section here is pretty close together. So these are the safe guys that looks like they're going to be in there, regardless of how well the team's doing. So probably becomes relevant somewhere here again. So Heaney, I think, goes forward when the Swans are struggling to score a bit, which isn't often. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we saw, again, in that sweet spot video, that Heaney scores well as a forward. His, like LDU, his scoring declines when he goes above 60% CBAs. So, yeah, his sweet spot's there between 50 and 60. So he needs that forward time to get the assists and hit the scoreboard and stuff. Sydney should contend again, though. I think they'll be right up there. So, yeah, he'll still get pretty high CBAs, I think. It's definitely kind of debunks the theory, though, I think, by more so the CBA sweet spot video, that players, if they get more CBAs, like the more CBAs they get, they're automatically going to score more. It doesn't work that way at all. I mean, I guess it does for most players, but yeah, there's definitely exceptions. It's not like a hard and fast rule. Hunter Clark, I guess if you're looking at him with Philippou going down, he's kind of in that awkward price, unfortunately, but I guess this is another good sign for him if you think that the Saints are going to improve. Simpkin, as I said, sorry, I don't have much time, so it's a short video, I'm not going through many. But yeah, have a look for yourself. Simpkin could be real interesting, I think, if North improve. I think they will, just a matter of how much they will. So, like I said before, with Wardlaw going down, is it going to be Simpkin or Parker or both? Like, how is this going to work? So, if it's Simpkin, then he probably becomes a pick, because he is one that scores better with more CBAs. So this one was really interesting to me, the Sheezel one. So again, going for the 20th time, I reckon, going back to that sweet spot video, we saw that Sheezel averages 138.5 when he's getting between 50 and 60% CBAs. Now, if North are winning, Sheezel's getting around that 50 mark. So if North jump out the blocks and somehow improve dramatically, Sheezel 100% could be the top player in the whole game. He's a lock for now. I can't see him moving out of my team, but yeah, this is just another good sign for him if you're worried about the price. And then we got Richards at the end. So I've said about how, the last few videos, I think I've mentioned Richards, about how he could be a good pick if Bevo would just commit him to the midfield and stop jerking him around, I guess. But yeah, judging by this, if Bevo wants to win, just lock him in the midfield. Bevo has ulterior motives, I think. So he could be a pick if only for Bevo, but just give us one, mate. He averages about 110 when he goes between 60 and 70% CBAs. So just lock him in and let the wins flow and we all win, Bevo. Like, seriously. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off track now. It's been a long day. So with all of these videos, they're all leading up to a bigger thing towards the end. So I think the way I'm going to do it is team previews. So each team, like I'll do one video per team, and I'll go through the relevant players in that team. But what I think I'll do is I'll present each player one at a time, and you'll see all their different stats from all of these videos all lined up together for each respective player. So it'll give you a bit of a picture or an overview on each player, I think. A bit of a Wizards multiverse, maybe, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I think I've been saying from the start that they're all going to link up. So that's how it's going to happen. Anyway, I'm starting to get off track again, so yeah, I better go to bed. But thanks for watching as normal, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.